I bet if you took a survey, you'd find that even monsters are afraid of numbers. I don't mean like the proofs of geometry or formulas of algebra or whatever the hell calculus is. I mean just a number, single solitary number. Like in some Asian countries, the number 4 sounds too much like death, and so they avoid it, which is why you may be hard-pressed to find a 4th floor in some buildings in China. In Afghanistan, the number 39 sounds a lot like dead cow, which also happens to be slang for a pimp, which probably deserves a whole episode, but more on that later. The point is, you won't see a lot of 39s on license plates in Afghanistan. And if all this sounds familiar, well, that's because today is Friday the 13th, a day which has become synonymous with bad luck and misfortune and hockey masks. It is both a day that is feared by the superstitious and one that is celebrated as a sort of secondary Halloween that pops up randomly once or twice a year. And in more recent years, it's a day to celebrate all that is Jason Voorhees. Where did this collective case of triskaidekaphobia, or more specifically, paraskevidekatriophobia, come from? The root of this fear comes from the Last Supper, with its 13 guests and the subsequent death of Jesus on Good Friday. So, pro tip, if you're having a dinner party, either cap it at 12, or bite the bullet and invite the weird coworker who likes to show you his surgical scars. One or the other. Anyway, Friday the 13th also happens to be the day Philip IV of France tortured and murdered a bunch of Knights Templar, so not a great day for Catholics in general. Ever since, 13 has been associated with bad fortune and shows up frequently in legends and folklore. Just ask Mother Leeds, whose 13th son would go on to great fame as the Jersey Devil. Tragically, folklore and superstition sometimes work their way into real life. In the 1970s, Herbert Mullen would go on a savage killing spree, murdering 13 people between Friday, October 13, 1972, and Friday, February 13, 1973, all because he believed he was chosen by God to prevent a devastating earthquake. A few years later, and this day would become a cinematic institution, with the release of Friday the 13th, the movie, in 1980. The first movie would reveal that Jason Voorhees, born on Friday the 13th, died because of the negligence of some saucy camp counselors. Years later, Jason's mother would continue her bloody revenge by attacking a new crop of camp counselors on Friday the 13th. Happy birthday, son. Over the years, Jason's legend has grown, with sequels and fan films, comic books, games, cosplay, you name it. And now, when Friday the 13th pops around once or twice a year, it's a day treated less with trepidation and fear and more with celebration of the macabre, and in particular, one very long-lived fictional serial killer. So have a happy Friday the 13th, and don't forget to go into the woods alone and leave a birthday cake for Jason. He likes that sort of thing.